Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Rajender here, and he is the CEO of Career Access. He is the CEO of Career Access, and earlier he was also the CEO of Max Skill First. He has had a tremendously distinguished career, more than 30 years in sales and leadership. He has mentored a lot of us, and today we're absolutely delighted that a gentleman of his caliber, his stature, and he's been a mentor to so many of us who has joined us today. So it's over to you, boss, and extremely thankful to you that you agreed to be the first speaker on our HSSE CEO Talks. Boss, it's over to you, and we are all eager to listen to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Hari. First of all, my Hari looks like is very unhappy with me this evening. He's calling me Mr. Sood, otherwise he calls me Rajender. And one of the requests I've been telling Hari, everything that he spoke about me this evening, Hari, please pick up the phone and speak to my mother-in-law and give her all this introduction that you've been giving. She still feels that she could have got a better son-in-law than what she got it right now. So that may help her be at peace with herself. All right, so that's a sincere request. But on a serious note, thank you so much, Hari, for a wonderful evening here, and many congratulations to you in particular and your team for completing 12 such a career, which I would say a assignment or entrepreneurship journey that you started with so much of oscillation of self-doubt sometimes. But look at the result when you are so patient about the focus and the purpose that you're so clear about it. All right, so congratulations to everybody. And my opening comments to everybody would be that I'm going to speak on a subject on which I'm still a novice. I'm practicing that. I don't say I've arrived. It's a long-going journey, but in the last 8 years, 9 years in particular, I have experienced tremendous amount of change, a personal transformation that I've gone through. And I'm going to share some of those experiences here with you in a very condensed manner. It's a very deep subject. And some of you may be already practicing some of the ideas and some of the thought that I'm going to share with you. So more than happy to take up any incremental thought that you may have around it. I have a hard stop at 8 o'clock because of a personal commitment, but happy to extend by 5-10 minutes, nothing beyond that. And I will also request all of you to feel free. This PPT is available, is getting recorded. So don't bother too much about what I call making notes. Listen to it. You can go through the recorded session later on, but I leave the choice with all of you. All right. But one thing is promised to all of you today. It's a commitment to all of you, an invitation also. Don't be a judge at the beginning of the session. All right. Hear how. Listen to the whole thing that I'm going to talk to you. I promise you, you will learn at least 3 to 4 new things that you will remember for the rest of your life. And if you implement even 2 things or 1 thing that I'm going to talk about it, you will not be the same person 30, 40 days down the line. That's also a commitment to all of you. But listen as your life depends on to it. Listen with the discovery mindset. Be curious about it, and don't form judgments. I repeat that. So bear with me on that side. All right. So before we even start with that, since this is an important session, may I request all of you to go on your chat boxes. I'm going to ask you a question, try to make it as interactive as possible. So open up your chat box and share with me what is the number 1 thing required. Number 1 thing required to be successful in life. What's the number 1 thing you think as the number 1 thing required for you to be successful in life? So Yogesh is saying passion, resilience, determination. Aman is saying, Durga Lakshmi is saying resilience, purpose, energy, self-belief, focus, dream and determination, intent, gratitude. I presume is gratitude, ability to adapt to change. Fantastic. So I'm sure as you write all together, all of you are, I would say, not necessarily wrong, but it is not the only thing that requires. Somebody wrote it down as the number 1 thing required for you to be successful in life is energy. Because if you don't have the energy, you can't achieve your goal. If you don't have the energy, you can't have determination. If you don't have the energy, your dreams have no relevance. If you don't have energy, you can't do anything in life. That's the point I'm trying to say. Just 1 second. I don't know why the light has got off suddenly. 1 second. Let me just adjust the light. Okay. 1 second, please. Looks like आज ही सारी problems होनी हरी आपकी technical issues में. All right, thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
You know, law of Murphy is there now, so something goes wrong, then it just continues with that. All right. So the number one thing required is energy. The question comes is, how do you create energy, right? So energy is very simple. How do you create energy and how do you consume energy? That's a simple, physics equation or maths equation. You can have it all together. If you're only creating 100 units of energy and you're consuming 200 units, then you'll be energy deficient. Then there'll be power cutout. Your body will not respond to you, right? However, if you're creating 100 units of energy and you use the energy of your body and your energy in a manner by which you're able to conserve energy, you use it very nicely so that you remain active and your energy levels remain consistent and not oscillation of energy, is what I'm going to talk about it, right? And the only way you can create that is, Dilip Bhai Sharma ji, is Prakash, when you have a fully aligned body, mind, and heart. What we call is the alignment of body, mind, and soul, harmonizing your body, mind, and soul, right? And we're going to talk about more in detail in our discussion today. But before that, let's experience what I'm talking to you right now. Are you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to experience something in real life situation here. Give me a thumbs up in case you're excited to experience it all together. All right, fantastic. So here is what I'm suggesting. All of you people who are sitting, wear specs like me, can remove the specs, keep it aside. Put both your feet on the ground, fully anchored over there. Don't sit cross-legged. दोनों पैर जमीन पे. Fully relax yourself. Just relax yourself. Sit straight with your spine erected. Don't have a hunch in your back. रीढ़ की हड्डी बिल्कुल सीधी चाहिए. Just sit straight without any a curve in your back altogether. And slowly and gently, we are not doing meditation. We are just focusing on the breath. We are going to do small invocation and invite all the energy in this webinar right now, in the place that you are sitting in right now. And you'll see the experience for yourself, and you'll experience the shift as I do this invocation with all of you. So slowly with me, you can keep your palms open on your lap over there. Close your eyes. Just close your eyes very gently. Don't put too much pressure. Just bring all your focus in the center of your eyebrows, please. Take a deep breath. Exhale. One more time, deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Do it yourself now. Take a little longer deep breath. Exhale and inhale very slowly, very focused manner. Keep your focus in the center of your eyebrows. We'll do the invocation. Feel free to join me. Asato ma satgamaya tamso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Keep your eyes closed. Fold your hand like a namaste. Bow down a little bit. Convey gratitude to the universe for keeping your breath alive. Convey gratitude to all the people who are helping you succeed in your life, your family, your friends, your teachers, gurus. your mentors, guide, everyone who's helping you. Think about them and send gratitude to them. Think of all the people with whom your relationship has not been very good, people who are hurting you. Convey gratitude to them also. It's because of their challenge you are learning and growing in your life. So big gratitude and big thank you to them. Convey gratitude to your body for helping you take all the workload for the day, your day-to-day routine. You're healthy physically, mentally, emotionally. So a lot of gratitude to your body. And a gratitude and thank you to Hari for creating such a wonderful opportunity. Keep your eyes closed, rub your hands. And first put your palms on your eyes and then on your face and experience the energy. Whenever you're ready, take your time. Slowly and gradually you can open your eyes. So if you like to go in your chat box and like to share if there's any shift you experienced it. Just say yes or no. Yeah, you're feeling lighter. So Katrak is saying, yeah, feeling very calm, refreshed. Wonderful. I'm sure everybody's experiencing peace and relax. Everybody's experiencing a shift in the energy. So my question is that how much time it took us? It just took us about 2 to 3 minutes of closing of your eyes, focusing on your breath, expressing gratitude, inviting the energy, remembering your divine. So it doesn't take more than that time. So the point I'm saying is that it is your responsibility on an ongoing basis, because energy creation is not one-time activity. It is not like a, it's not like a petrol that you fill the tank and then you refill the tank, right? It's just that in human energy, you got to be constantly creating the energy every 90 minutes to 2 hours time. I will talk about more in detail about it. But the simple way to do this is to just take a 2-minute break, close your eyes, and just focus on what you want to focus on to, and you'll experience peace, calmness, and focus and anchoring in the purpose that you're driving it all together. All right. So one of the most important thing in life is to create energy on an ongoing basis and control your energy. Consumption of energy also need to be controlled. That's the message number one for all of us, right? And we will talk about it, how to create and how to control energy. But as we move forward, what does it mean? It simply means that there's one thing that you can do to create energy and conserve your energy is what we call is practicing mindfulness. Just 1 second, it is just not moving right now. So I'm just trying to do the stop sharing and I'm going to do again because the slides are not moving. Hari, my apologies. Just 1 second.
Yeah, you can share again.
That's right. 1 second. I'll just do it right away. So, you know, one of the things we like to practice in this is your mindful practice. All right. Mindfulness, what we call it. The slides are still not moving. Hari, my apologies. I checked up before that, and you know, sometimes it just happens that when you stop sharing and start redoing it again, sometime it can happen. So 1 second. Yeah, it's moving now. Can you see this?
No, screen
right,
is not on.
1 second, 1 second. I think it's moving. Just 1 second. I'll do it up now. All right, can you see this?
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you, wonderful, wonderful. So the point I was making was that one of the things that we have to do is to create energy and consume energy is to practice mindfulness. Now, this is not a session on mindfulness. Mindfulness is a deep subject. Hari is an expert on that. He's a Reiki healer. He's a Reiki master. He can teach you. But I just want to introduce a concept to all of you of mindfulness, because the simple way is the simplest way I can tell you how to create energy and conserve energy in life. All right. But let's understand what is the definition of mindfulness. How do you describe mindfulness? There are various definitions. If you Google search it, you'll find hundreds and hundreds of definitions of mindfulness. But mindfulness simply means that you simply focus on your purpose. That means you focus on the task in the present moment. That means you remain in the present moment and you're not in the past and you're not in the future. Which means when you're doing an activity, Prakash, on Sunday, then you're not thinking of Saturday, what happened on Saturday, right? And when you're on Sunday, you're not thinking of Monday, right? While having food, when you're eating your food, then you're focusing on the food. You're not focusing on what you're going to do after the food. It is you focus on the activity or the work that you're doing at that particular time in a very mindful manner without being judgmental about the past or the future about. That means you're not worried. When you're thinking of future, you're worried. And when you're thinking of the past, then you have a regret. So when you want to practice mindfulness, one of the things we have to learn is to get rid of being regretful and not to be worried about the future. All right, that's simply mindfulness. And because if you're eating food, let's assume hypothetically, let me take a session. Let me explain it. Many of your trainers on this session, many of your leaders in life. Okay, now let's assume you're facilitating a program. Now, while facilitation, you're worried about it, what's not coming up in the next slide. Then you are not in the present moment. You lose your connection, you lose your energy, you lose because you created worry now. The moment worry is coming, it's like an additional load coming on the electricity. Right? It's like from one socket, you're charging one phone, but instead of one phone, now you're charging two phones with a multi-purpose socket. So the energy flow gets divided over there. The load goes up. At home, if you switch on your AC, you switch on your geyser, you switch on your heaters, everything together, the load goes up. And if the load is unbearable, then the MCB will drip. Similarly, the body also drips. So the point I'm making is mindfulness simply means being in the present moment, here and now, without being judgmental in life. All right, which means you're not worried about. And let me give one more example. Let's assume me and Hari had a conversation at 7 o'clock in the evening, and that 7 o'clock conversation did not go well. He and me had a heated conversation, right? But when again I'm having a conversation with Hari at 8 o'clock, I don't bring the conversation of 7 o'clock in my conversation, in my thought here, the thought here. I have let go that. Now that will not come very easily. You'll have to train yourself for that, okay? But what to do, how to train yourself, we'll talk about it. But unless until we practice mindfulness, we become a mindful practitioner, we will not be able to create high energy and sustain high energy in our life. All right. So let's understand what is the model of mindfulness. Let's understand that very simply. But before that, let me also explain to all of you why mindfulness is so much important. Why energy is so much important. Let's focus on that. Okay. So let me explain some scientific data. Let me give you some medical data. All right. The human body is made of protein cells. In a human body of 60 kg, there are 123 trillion cells. 123 trillion cells. Every 1 second, Dilip, 500 protein cells are getting destroyed and new cells are coming up. All right. And every cell, Prakash, every single cell of the human body is creating 6 trillion reaction in 1 second. So the body, every single cell of your body is creating 6 trillion cells. Now, when the reaction of the body is happening, let's understand why it is important to control that feeling and the thoughts, because it all depends that how are you creating the thoughts and what kind of feelings are you creating, basis which the body will create the energy. But let's also understand what is unique about human beings. Human beings are the only beings in the world, in the universe, who can control their biology. Nobody else can control the biology. Animals can't control because they don't have thoughts, right? They don't have thoughts. They just have feelings. Human beings can create thoughts, and thoughts can create the feeling, the experience that you want to have in your life. And therefore, human beings are the only beings who create and control their biology. Biology means the way our body functions, the way we create energy, the way we consume energy. Let's understand anything that is stale. So what happens to a bread? A piece of bread lying in the kitchen for 5-6 days time, you don't do anything. The bread stales, right? A fungus comes up on that, right? And if let's assume if you have a rod of iron and you leave it in the open, oxidization will happen. The iron rod will get rusted. All right. So everything in the universe gets rusted, get destroyed, because there's no biological control on that thing. Human body controls that. And the way you control that is through your thought process per se, right? And therefore you can renew your energy. Why it is important to control your energy? Because you have a brand new skin. Jitni aapki body mein chamdi hai, right? You can have a brand new skin in 1 month's time. What we also call is, some people look very aged, na? They are just 40 years, but they look like 60-year-old, right? Some people are 50, 55, but they look very young, like 40 years. Like look at Hari. He still looks so much young around it. So much aura on his face, right? So you have a brand new skin coming up in 30 days time. You have a brand new liver in 6 weeks time, because everything in the body is made of protein cells. All right. You have a brand new skeleton. That means every single bone of your body is brand new in 90 days time. In 90 days time. Now it all depends whether you have a healthy bones coming, whether you have a healthy liver coming, or your liver is getting destroyed. It all depends the way you create the energy. And energy in simple words means, are you creating positive energy or are you creating negative energy? Are you creating negative thoughts or are you creating positive thoughts? Because the way you think is the way you feel. The way you feel is the way your body reacts. Because the body, every single cell of the body is reacting 6 trillion times in 1 second's time. Right? Now, if you're creating a negative energy, that means you're creating negative thought. That means you're saying, oh, ye to customer mera, if some of you are selling life insurance, some of you are selling mutual funds, and say, oh, I'm not sure this customer will buy or not. So what thought have you created? You created a thought of doubt, which is a low negative energy altogether, right? Now that thought has to react to your body, because the body has to respond accordingly. Every single cell of your body has to respond. Your organs have to respond. Now I can go very deep into it. The point I'm making is whether you'll have a healthy body or whether you'll have a healthy results, because you cannot be successful if you define success as money, if you define success as driving a new car, and you don't have good health, then what will you do and how will you create that wealth for yourself? And therefore mindfulness becomes so much important for you. Let's also understand that only 1% changes are happening in the energy inside your body. 99% is all which you can't feel, because energy can't be touched. Energy has to be felt, right? You can't, energy is not like your phone that you can hold it. Energy is what you feel. And therefore 99% time people don't understand energy. Let's also understand why energy is important. Because if energy is not there, then you can't breathe. If you can't breathe, you can't digest your food. If you can't digest your food, you will not grow, right? Your hormonal balance will go bad. Your blood pressure will not be in control. You will not be balanced. You will not be able to walk. You'll fall down because there's no energy balance in your body, right? So your blood formation will stop. Every single part of your body which is supporting your body has to depend on the kind of energy that you're creating. Now, if you're creating negative energy, that means your body cells are not coming healthy, and it'll translate to a disease. It can cause cancer, it can cause heart attack, it can cause diabetes, it can cause arthritis, it can cause anything in life, it can cause migraine, because human body was never born to fall ill. We created illness because we don't practice mindfulness. Most of the time we are living life in the past, or we are living life in the future. We are not living what we have in our life. We don't have contentment with what we have in our life. We don't feel proud of ourselves. We don't feel happy about ourselves, and we will talk more about it. So the point I'm making is, the way you create energy, your immune system will respond according to the energy you're creating. That means your thoughts are creating your immune system. Positive people have strong immune system. Negative people have low immune system. Your immunity comes down and disease comes in. When immunity comes down, your focus goes out. Everything is related to immunity, because if you're bedridden, you're viral, you have cough, you have a breathing issue, you get tired, you can't achieve results in life. And therefore I say energy is so much important around it. Okay. So let's understand what is mindfulness. How do you define mindfulness? Okay. So mindfulness in simple words is a simple, I have taken up this from a journal of clinical psychology. This is not my own this thing. I published a research paper, a secondary research paper, and I presented this in the Columbia University as part of my coaching certification. So just to understand, this is the simplest model of mindfulness that I've come across. Mindfulness simply means what? It is three in the pyramid, what we call in the triangle, the three corners of the pyramid. Okay. One is your intention. Other is your attention, the way you're giving attention to your intention, to your purpose. And then what attitude. So at intention, attention, and attitude is what I call is the connection of mindfulness. By the way, they are not linear. It is not that first you'll have intention, then you'll have attention, then you'll give attitude. They are non-linear. That means they are all interconnected with each other. It is interconnected. It is flowing. It's like a moment to moment is flowing. It is not that you can stop one and you can have. It's like the way you drive your car, your clutch, brake, speed, everything is going in synchrony, synchronous, right? Similarly, this is absolutely synchronized. It is moment to moment that is happening. All right. So let's understand what you mean by intention. Intention also means purpose of your life. Purpose is also the vision of your life. What's the vision? And vision is not permanent. Okay, vision changes because vision will evolve. Vision is very dynamic. What may be a vision for you may not be the vision for me, Dilip bhai. What may be vision for Pradeep Upadhyay may not be the vision for Hari, right? Because the personal vision is very personal from the point the way you have purpose of your life. Okay, and therefore it is many times when we also talk about it, purpose or the way we want to see life, either we are focusing too much on the work or we are focusing too much on the life. Right now with pandemic coming in, suddenly saying life का क्या purpose है, कुछ पता ही नहीं है, सूद साहब क्या होना है, मैंने तो सोच लिया है, अभी life के ऊपर focus करेंगे. You know, everybody is talking on extreme. I call them talking on extreme. Life is not being extreme. Life is about having a balance in life. Okay, and therefore when we talk about intention, it also means what kind of a life you want to live. What kind of a life you want to live? Do you want to live a life which is holistic? Do you want to live a life which is very kinder? That means you treat yourself with a lot of kindness. You treat yourself with a lot of compassion. You do your work with a lot of happiness. You do a lot of work with joy, purity. What is the way you have a vision in life? Everybody has a vision to make money, but how are you making money? That's the question, right? How do you define that money making purpose, right? Money making purpose is only to have a 3-bedroom house in Bombay, or to say money, the money I want to earn is to buy a 3-bedroom house, but I also want to live happily. I also want to live life healthy. So it is not or, it is and when we talk about the vision in life. And that's the reason I call it, it's a personal vision. It is not your work vision. Many times people confuse about it, right? So it's about being very focused and say how you want your life and how you want your work. Both has to go hand in hand together. The second thing is what I call is the connection of attention. How are you giving the attention? That means because when you're focusing on a task, let's assume, Prakash, you're selling mutual fund to a customer, but your mind has gone somewhere else, right? What's coming up next for him? That means you are gone in the future. You're not even prepared for the present moment. That means you lose the connection with your customer immediately on the spot. When you lose the connection with the customer, you lose the authenticity. When authenticity is lost, you lose the attention from the customer. You lose attention, customer lose attention, sale never get closed altogether, right? It is, so therefore, attention is both internal and external. What is happening internally? When you're doing an activity, what is happening internally in your body? What's the sensation? How are you feeling about it, right? And what is happening externally? So let's assume externally pandemic happened. Now you have to change. You have to give attention in a different manner when you're talking to a customer, right? So you have to be mindful about what is happening internally to your own emotions. And you also have to be mindful about what's happening to the emotions of the other person with whom I'm interacting. Both ways it has to be connected. If I'm not sensitive to my conversation in terms of how are you feeling in this conversation with me on this webinar, then I lose connection with you. And that is not the way to give attention. So it is attention has to be given how the other person is feeling in interaction with you, Pradeep bhai, and how are you feeling about it, both ways. Because when you are focusing on that way, then it is also a healing process. You heal yourself. You're all the time on high energy because I'm enjoying, I'm in the flow. I'm focusing, I enjoy, I say I'm very passionate about it because when I'm talking to you, Sharma ji, I'm just focusing on you. So I'm enjoying, I'm in the flow, right? But that will not happen. But if I'm talking to Mr. S.K. Sharma and saying, oh, Sharma ji ko dekh ke lag raha hai kharidenge nahi yaar mujhse. Now the moment you created a judgment, that means you lost the connection. That means your attention is not pure. The moment you lose pure attention, your connection with your intention has lost out, right? And the last thing is in the mindfulness model is attitude. Attitude in simple ways means what kind of an attitude you bring in your day-to-day life when you're practicing your life and you're practicing your work. Are you doubtful person that in everything that you do, you have a doubt, self-doubt, your self-confidence is low, you're critical about everything, right? You find faults in everything. You find fault in your staff, you find fault in your children, you find fault in your house, you find fault everywhere. Versus to say, I accept people the way people are, and I accept situation the way the situations are, right? Which means I accept Dilip Sharma the way Dilip Sharma is all about, fully involved in the heart. I accept you from the heart. I don't make any judgment about you. Even when you speak something which is not very positive, it doesn't affect me because I've accepted you the way you are as a person. So attitude is nothing but in Japanese, in the Japanese culture, they call it heartfulness. That means you accept every situation, you accept every person from your heart. You're not judgmental about it. All right. So when all these three things are, when you practice all the three things together, then you will be able to live in the present moment. Otherwise, you will be, if you're critical, then you are regretful, or you're too worried about the future around it, right? If you're not giving attention, your mind is wandering somewhere else, then also you're not mindful. So the point I'm making is that mindfulness has to be practiced with these three things: intention, attention, and attitude. All right. And all these three things are connected. Now, how to practice and what to practice, we will come to that part of the whole thing. But in the absence of purpose not clear, your energy will never ever be strong. Therefore saying personal vision kya hai, paisa kyun kamana chahte. Therefore we say, many people call it dream. It is not the dream, it's the purpose of your life. It's the vision of your life. It's your personal vision. And vision gives you energy. Purpose of your life gives you the energy to get up in the morning. That gives you the determination. That gives you the discipline. That gives you the energy. That gives you the hard working. That gives you self-motivation. And therefore, it is not only the purpose, but purpose combined with the way you give attention, and the purpose with attitude of kindness, compassion, acceptance, forgiveness, no regret, no competition, no comparison, no jealousy, right? That is where